Mm. Hello, Raj. Thank you for your time, for being here with me
Good
and
morning, Mark.
with the beautiful viewers, for those that are watching this later on. I just want to take a moment for us to close our eyes and just drop into our bodies, right? Drop into this moment and connecting to everyone, to everything, and to ourselves. And taking a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, coming into the space. Beautiful. Mm, thank you. So, this beautiful interview today is just to help those beautiful people that are interested in Source, right? Either the challenge or the program, and really get an idea of your experience and your transformation, your life, and who you are as a beautiful soul. So, welcome again. And Raj, let's start with what led you to join the Biohacking and Spiritual Alignment Bootcamp? What did you want to change or improve in your life by participating in this challenge?
Um, Thank you, Sormar, first of all, for putting the challenge on and holding space for everyone that showed up. Um, and uh, I signed up, because I had just met you and I knew how powerful you were, and I wanted to learn, in reality, like what is next for me? Like where am I headed? What do I need to work on and find clarity? Um, and that was part of what I saw. And uh, 5 days is a lot of commitment, but I trusted the process and said, "All right, I'm going to go in and learn what I need to learn so that I can start to find clarity on my next moves and also what's going on right now, like what's holding me back from more right now where I am." Like I'm clear that they don't have to be mutually exclusive. Like they can coexist.
Beautiful. And share, what is it that you do? You're a coach, a leader. Give me a little bit of a background for those that are watching um, and can
Yeah,
relate.
I predominantly coach men in stepping into their life with passion, power, and purpose, and it's through a men's group that I'm a coach in. A group that's been around for 9 years, a group that made a massive and profound impact on my life. That went from where I felt like I was circling the drains to leaving a successful career in sports in a very masculine world to becoming a coach altogether, both for business owners separately on my own, and then through this group, and um, helping men drop out of their heads, drop into their hearts, and start to pursue their life with actual like purpose.
Well, thank you for your medicine and for taking the space to move into where you are now, right? As most of us have this deeper knowing, this deeper calling that we're meant for more. And not everybody listens to that, right? And then those that do, it's not always easy, but that is where we're meant to step in and lead, and we can create powerful change. And so thank you for making that change and that light. And then thank you for showing up for yourself, right? Like part of challenges or masterclass webinars is the idea that we have the ego mind is telling us we're so busy, we have to, all these things to do. That's a lot of time, that's a lot of commitment. But when we actually do that for ourselves, we see huge changes because we always do that for clients. We're always showing up 110, 200% with clients. But many of us don't do that, us leaders and entrepreneurs, with ourselves. And so when you commit energetically to something like that, a 3 day, 5 day, it says a lot, and it says a lot in your energy field, and you start to create a momentum of change and transformation, and I am worthy for this. So thank you for joining.
Mm, thank you.
Thank you.
Receive that.
Yay. So my next question is, both the Source Alignment Method and the Biohacking and Spiritual Alignment Bootcamp Challenge, they both offer a deep transformation. how did combining the two create a more profound shift for you in terms of energy, alignment, spiritual growth, or even in business?
Um, yeah, well, I think anytime you do any sort of a challenge, you're left with more often than not like this energy of I'm pumped up, I'm ready to go, let's go. But what oftentimes is missed is like this integration piece. And what I loved about this was every day you'd give us homework that would allow us to integrate what we're learning. And for me, um, I've grown into, or not really grown, I've rediscovered, remembered that there's a part of me that is very uh, much of an empath. And so, as part of that, I can absorb energy from people, whether I know them or not. And one of the first things that you taught us was how to shield and protect yourself from that, where you're just not like walking around feeling shit, pardon my language. Um, and I think it's a skill that everyone needs. And, that kicked it off. And then just dropping in every day and connecting to myself, which I do breath work every day, but this was different in that it allowed me to just focus on just connecting with me. And we barely touched on what your program fully encapsulates, but it gave me two things to walk away from, which is at the very least that I can shield my energy, number one, which is um, aside from time, probably the most important thing that we all have. And it allowed me to just drop in every day, which um, the third byproduct of that is I have started talking more about the thing that is deep within my heart. I just don't know how to bring it fully to life yet. And I went from not really talking about it at all to I think I've talked about it every day this week with people that I know, people that I don't know. Um, and it might not feel like much is happening on the surface, but I know it's just little by little.
Right.
And
And
I don't know that I would have done that if you hadn't allowed us to drop in.
thank you. It's the powerful, right? Like, I work with entrepreneurs, leaders, like visionaries, and those aspiring to be that. But we're so in the logical mind all the time, right? And so my gift is being able to bring you out of the logical mind and understand that you are more than the logical mind, you're energetics. And when we stabilize and harmonize all of our energy bodies, which we have seven, so we touch base a little bit on that in the challenge, we become so powerful and confident and whole and authentic and present. And I think that's what we're all missing when we don't know that we're looking for that, right? I didn't even know I was an empath. I didn't know that I picked up other people's energy. But out of doing this for 5 years and cleansing and clearing and being the healer and also learning about the quantum field, I started to do that more. And like 3, 4 years later, I feel very me, right? I don't have, and we don't know this. This is why when you start doing the practices, you start to be like, oh, I feel good. I feel really good every day. Like, shit, I wasn't so depressed, or I'm not so charged, or I don't have a lot of anxiety. And so most of us get labeled with ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood swings, bipolar, but it actually is because you are filtering everybody's energy in your own energy field. And so the power is really learning about ourselves. And so thank you. And I love that you're speaking your truth. And literally that is the power of being in alignment with source. There's more confidence, there's more clarity, and it just comes out of you. So
Yeah. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable to speak that truth constantly. Um, but I look at it and say, do I want to be comfortable and stay exactly where I am, which I know isn't lighting me up, or am I willing to take that next step and no matter how uncomfortable it is and just do it and and finding a way to do it while still um not just burning the ships and burning the boats yet.
Yeah. That's the power. Like when I talk to people, I'm like, if you're not willing to step in and have perseverance and like, right, this is why I call it a boot camp. If you're not willing to do that every day and show up, even though you have fear, even though there's limited beliefs, then this is not for you, because it is a boot camp. In the program is 6 months. The challenge is 3 days, but it is a constantly saying, I'm stepping into my fear, I'm stepping into the unknown, I'm stepping in. I deserve to give myself 1, 2, or 3 hours a day to become what I want. And so if we don't have that desire inside, then it doesn't end up working out, or it's not in alignment.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's great. Thank you for that.
Thank you. So having experience, let's see, make sure I didn't do it. Having experienced both the source alignment method, which was in the program, we discussed it, and the challenge as well. Were there any key breakthroughs? Oh, I think I asked you that. Yeah. Okay, I did ask you that. All right. So moving on, combining the source method with the bootcamp challenge. What changes have you seen in your life or business? Can you share your wins? So you already did that. We talked about your wins this week. So some people might wonder if it's necessary to go through both the source, learn the source alignment method, or the bootcamp, right, for transformation. Would you say that to someone who is on the fence about committing to either or both?
Um, get off the fence. I mean, listen, sitting on a fence is uncomfortable. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's just uncomfortable to sit on a fence, so don't do it. The boot camp will open up a lot of things for you. And one thing I've learned about Sorimar is that she's only going to invite people that she feels alignment with into it. Like if you're in the boot camp, there's already alignment. And then it's just a matter of figuring out, am I going to go forward into the source? And it's not really figuring it out, it's feeling into it and saying, hey, this feels right. I'm moving forward. And then you figure out how to make it happen. Um, and it's a process, and it might mean that you jump in as soon as day one in the boot camp, or maybe you do it 2 months after, but you'll see that it's going to fit you, or you'll see that, hey, this boot camp is all I need for now, and it was amazing value, and I'll jump in there next as soon as I'm ready. So yeah, do yourself a favor, get off the fence. It's not
Yeah.
comfortable.
If we have this deep knowing, we owe it to ourselves and to the world to get off that fence, right? This is the
Mhm.
deep knowing this. I didn't get here in such a short time. I used to be a dental hygienist, for those of you that don't know. And that calling, there was multiple traumas that got me to here, but I didn't get here in my business either, and being able to travel the world on an income of an entrepreneur when nobody in my family is an entrepreneur. Nobody I knew was an entrepreneur, by me staying on the fence. I had to take the leap into the unknown, into the fear. And I talked about this before the interview, where at times I only had $300 in my pocket, but I still jumped. And on the other side, I was always held by something bigger, right? By the divine, by source. And that's when the miracles came in. And I get goosebumps every time I say that, because it's not like we get asked to do that once. My last 5 years have been every 6 months, jump into something scary as fuck, the next version of me. But every time I do that, I've been able to really align with that version of me that I'm calling in. And so yes, it's so important for us to move through that, right? And listen to the intuition.
Yeah, it is. And I'm doing that more and more. So thank
Yeah.
you for, and I didn't say it, but definitely, there's been more of an unlocking of that intuition, which I thought I was good with. But I think there's more coming through.
Yeah. Yeah. We're multi-layered in the intuition, right? Like the intuition at first is the guidance,
Yeah.
and then it gets bigger, right? And that's where the spiritual gifts even evolve more. It's like the more we do the work, the more we do it in all layers, right? And that's what I love is, the source of whether bootcamp or the program is, teaches the mind, body, spirit, energetics, in all aspects, because it's not just one, right? It's not only shadow work. It's not only learning how to activate your psychic abilities. It's not only learning how to clean your energy. It's everything combined.
A
Yeah.
lot. And to be fair, like it will be a lot, and you will work through a lot of things, and then you're going to need to also recharge. And if
Mhm.
there's one thing I would tell you is don't make the mistake I made and just go full out afterwards, because I definitely feel that recharge now and I need it. And I will make sure I'll do that in the next week or so.
Yeah, beautiful. And then, like, for those of us that do spiritual work, everything we step into when we hold space, and you even a coach, right? When you're serving somebody, even though, like, sometimes I do just talk when I'm coaching, sometimes I drop into energetics, most of the times I do, but even me just talking activates the person and they have to go integrate. Like, I'm like, drink a lot of water, go rest, let your DNA really receive that light information, and you're going to get clarity thereafter. And so I love that you brought it up, because it is important to integrate no matter what we do, but especially us coaches that are tapping into this divine intelligence, the source. The other people receiving it do have to integrate. So beautifully said. Beautiful.
Yeah. Just don't do what I did and do it while you're on a 3-day fast. I think that's what really got me at the end of it. I think that's why I was even more exhausted.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, a lot of activations, but there was something that led you to that. And again, I think, like we talked about before the interview, you're headed into, huge quantum leaps, huge activations, and a new you. And like that intuition guided you to fast. Like that is very powerful, because that means every cell of your body was not working to break down food. The energy wasn't anywhere. The energy was here. It was present. It was within you. Every cell of your body was activated with this divine light and intelligence. And this integration that you're going to give yourself, you're going to get more clarity, more downloads, more confidence, right? More courage. And so I can't wait. We might have to do a part two on Raj here in a month or two. Love it. So having gone through the boot camp challenge, how do you view your future in terms of energy, energetics, manifestation, capabilities, and your business when you're in service? And what is one goal or change you're now aligned with that you weren't before in the challenge?
I know I mentioned it. It's just speaking my truth on what I want to build. Um, and I don't know, I wasn't doing that before, like, and it's scary to put something out there that I know is deep in my heart, but also I know is not necessarily going to be easy to do what I want, you know. And essentially, I know I'm taking on a system, which is a lot, and so it's scary. And uh, just putting it out there consistently, and also um, starting to build my my spiritual army is needed.
Yeah, a community. And it's important for those that are watching. Raj is deeply connected, deeply has a knowing to serve, right? But just like me, the guidance that we're getting from our soul, from this divine intelligence from source, is very visionary, is very new. It's not created. It's not something that we can say, yeah, let's look at this person, let's see how they're doing, what words are using. It's very, our soul's guiding us to create something very visionary and something new that the world hasn't seen or felt as much, right? And so we are learning to step into that and really be guided by something bigger, and listen to that intuition, listen into that guidance inside. But it's not easy. It's stepping out of all these limiting beliefs and patterns and programs, and exactly what we're talking about in the challenge, and what the integration of 6 months looks like after, because of that. And so thank you, right? I went through the same thing, creating the source alignment method. It's like, ooh, are people ready to understand that there's a divine intelligence, just like Chat GPT, right? That we connect to a computer. We also have a computer processor, and it's the divine, it's source, it's the universe. And we can tap into that instead of giving the power away to other things outside of us. And we can access this intelligence and information that we didn't even know, and be able to bring it to this world through mission, through purpose. And this is why I love to work with leaders and visionaries, because you have everything the world needs. So thank you for honoring that within you.
Thank you. You obviously have already done that, so that I think that's also the other thing is for anyone that's sitting on the fence, what you're not going to get from Sodimat is to say, well, this can be done, that can be done from the perspective of someone who's been sitting on the top of the perch for 20 years, 30 years. You're getting it from someone who's made massive shifts in the last couple of years of her life and put this system together, and it's working not only for her but for her clients. And so it's fresh, it's new, and it's experiential, and more importantly, it's something that you integrate into your life and not just learn about and then walk away.
That's the power in what we teach, right? It's power that you're creating a lifestyle, you're learning integration, you're learning how to harmonize your emotional body, mental body, energetic body, spiritual body, physical body for a lifetime, right? Yes, like I have a business coach now. I'm learning techniques that I'm applying to my business now. Will I have the same thing in 3 years? Maybe, but most likely I'll be upgrading to more wisdom. With this divine intelligence, all you need to know is that, and then you tap into that source, and that source will continue to guide you in life, right? And that's it saved my life. Is why I'm so passionate about it in so many ways. So it's beautiful to see that people are like willing and ready to step into this new knowledge, this new technology that's inside of us. And so for those who are inspired by your story and want to connect with you, where can they find you online? How can they follow you or work with you or reach out?
I don't really, that's something.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah, well, I don't really post anything, like I have social media just because I need to, but I don't post anything. I would say the best way to reach me is probably, I suppose, on Instagram. Don't look for me to have posted anything amazing. I honestly, I probably need to go through my Instagram and clean it out because my past life is still in there, whatever I've followed in the past, all that crap. Which obviously served me to a purpose, but so Instagram, Raj dot N dot 920, uh, or LinkedIn is the other big one for me. Which LinkedIn for me would pretty much be Raj 920. So it's just easy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for inspiring so many people just like you and I out there and show them what's possible, right? Being vulnerable, sharing in this space, the fears and the limiting beliefs and patterns that we all move through, no matter how successful we are. We all have this, and there is an easier way to success, to fulfillment, abundant, and love. And you're doing it. So thank you so much for being in my space, for showing up, and for this beautiful conversation with you. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And yeah, thank you for not only putting it out there, but um, for this
Mm,
call.
thank you. Aho. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.